Has your loved one died with a will and you're considering being in charge of the probate estate? Are you concerned about all you will have to do? Let's talk about what an executor does during the course of probate. I'm California probate attorney Scott Grossman. By the end of this video, you will understand two things. First, the requirements that have to be met in order to be appointed as executor of the estate. And second, the tasks that an executor must personally perform. In California, it is mandatory for an executor to post bond in order to be appointed, but there are two exceptions to this rule. The first is if all of the beneficiaries under the will sign a written waiver of bond. Those waivers must be filed with the court before your hearing on your petition for probate. The second exception is where the will itself waives bond for the executor. A bond is simply an insurance policy. It ensures the beneficiaries of the estate that if the executor breaches his fiduciary duty, causing a loss, that there is an insurance policy that will pay into the estate to make the beneficiaries whole. The bond is simply an insurance policy that protects the beneficiaries. Bond companies will require you to fill out a credit application. You don't need perfect credit to have a bond issued so you can serve as the executor. But you do need to know if you've had major financial problems that have impacted your credit, like bankruptcy, for example, then there's a good chance that you will not qualify for bond. If you can post bond, or if you can get a bond waiver, then let's talk about the tasks that you will personally perform as the executor. First task that you'll have to perform as the executor is to gather and take control over estate assets. That means that you personally are going to need to deal with a bank, mutual fund company, whatever sort of financial institution the assets may be in. You're going to have to fill out their forms. You're going to have to give them a certified copy of your letters. They may want additional documents or information in order to turn those assets over to you in your role as the executor of the estate. It's your job to get those assets retitled in your name as the executor of the estate. The second thing you'll need to personally do is deal with creditors. Your deceased loved one may have medical bills, unpaid credit cards, or any other sort of debt. Whatever it may be, there are creditors who may make claims, and if there are, it's your job to decide which of these are valid claims and which are invalid, which are going to be paid entirely, which are going to be denied, which are going to be approved in part, and which are going to be denied in part. Whatever the outcome, it's your job to decide which creditors are going to be paid. The third job you'll have to personally perform is to decide which assets are going to get sold during the course of probate. If the estate has more than one beneficiary, oftentimes assets need to be sold. For example, if there's real estate nearly always needs to be sold in order to divide the estate equally between the beneficiaries. As the executor, it's going to be your job to select a real estate agent, work with that real estate agent, and ensure that ultimately that property gets sold. The fourth item you'll have to personally perform is filing an income tax return for the probate estate. If the estate generates even a small amount of income, or if there are gains from the sale of estate property, then you'll almost certainly have to file at least one fiduciary income tax return while you're serving as the executor. Now understand, you can hire an accountant to assist you with this, but ultimately it's your responsibility to get it done. The accountant surely is going to ask you for various documents related to the estate, may require explanations from you about transactions that have occurred, and may need to discuss with you what it is that actually went on so they can accurately report this financial information in the return. So while you're going to have assistance, understand it's still ultimately your responsibility to get that return filed. if you're ready to start your case, then give us a call or visit our website to fill out our contact form. If you aren't yet ready, then go to our playlist on probate or probate litigation to get even more useful information about your situation.